Hello guys, in this video you will learn how to create a basic HTML document and how to test it in a web browser. To create a web page, first of all you will need a specific software to create it. It could be any text editor that you could have, okay? In this case we are going to use Brackets. Brackets, you can download it for free and you can access into ManageBack into today's activity, and there you will find a link where you can download the DMG file. It's the one that I have here. This is the one that you're going to download. So when you double click on it, you will see something like this, a disk image, and you can double click on it. And to install Brackets in your computer, you only have to drag this icon into the folders, into the application folder. Okay, in my case I already have it. Okay, for example here I already okay, stop it. In my case I already have it, so I'm not going to copy it, but in your case you just have to drag it, wait for the program to copy into your computer. It doesn't take a lot of space, so it will be very easy for you to copy. And to access Brackets, it will be very simple. You only have to go into your hard drive by clicking Command N, or a new window. Go into your application folder and locate Brackets. Okay, so in my case I already have it open. So once the program installed, you have to open Brackets. Now the first time you open Brackets, you will see a page with a lot of code, a lot of letters there. You don't have to understand that. In fact, we are not going to pay any attention to that. Okay, the first thing we are going to do once we open Brackets is that we are going to create a new empty document. So to do that, you have to go inside Brackets. Everything of this is going to be inside Brackets. You have to go into your menu, okay, and you have to go into File, New. If it's in Spanish, your system, then you will find as Archivo Nuevo. Okay, so but it's exactly the same. So this way you will create a new empty document where you can start typing the information for your web page. Now, before you start typing anything, the first thing you have to do before doing anything is save the document. I know it's an empty document, I know it doesn't have anything, but you have to save it. Okay, so to save it you have to go again into File menu and you have to select Save As. Be very careful and try to save it always in your desktop so you can access to your file in a very easy way. Okay, by default Brackets will try to save your document into a folder which name is Get Started. Okay, but I don't really know where that folder is in your hard drive, so I recommend you that when you save your document, save it in your desktop or in any place that you can access in an easy way. Okay, so select Desktop and we're going to name our document. Okay, in this case we are going to name this as Test1, and we have to add the extension .html. If you don't add this extension, your document won't work. Okay, so you have to do it all together without any space in between or any other thing here. Okay, you can change this name. Okay, you can name the way you want, but the extension is very important that be .html. Okay, now let's save our document and we're going to start with the basic tags to create a web page. Okay, the last week you investigate about these tags and you investigate about the definition and some examples of them. Okay, so now we're going to use them. So let's start our page with the tag HTML. Okay, so here pay attention, because when you close with the closing bracket, then Brackets, the program, will automatically close the tag for you. Okay, this is correct. This is the way it has to be. So the cursor, this blinking part that you have in between, you can press the Enter key so you can create some lines in between. Okay, this is important because in here you are going to put all the material. The tag HTML means and tells the browser that the content of this document it's a web page. It's written in HTML. Okay, so it's very important that these tags are in your document. Now, the second tag that you are going to use inside the HTML document is the tag head. Okay, the tag head, again, we are going to put it like this. I'm going to type the enter key to create a space here, and I'm going to write inside the title for my document. This title is the one that will appear in the top part of your browser window. For example, if this will be a browser window, this will be the title that we are going to type here. Okay, so in this case, let's type my first web page. Okay, this is going to be the title for my document. Okay, now we finish with the head. We can start with the last part of our HTML document, so we can start working with the information. The last part of the document is going to be the body. Okay, the body is going to be the part of the HTML document where you have to put all the content. If you want to add some text, some images, or any other content that you want, you have to put it inside the body. Remember, how do you know you are inside the body? Because here is inside the tag body that opens and the tag body that closes. Okay, so you have to be inside of it. Now, once you are here, we can start typing our information. Okay, we have different kind of informations and different kind of things that you can add inside the tag body. Okay, we're going to start with the basic parts, that is the manage of text inside your document. In your document, in your investigation, you already learned about the headings. Okay, we have 6 different kind of headings in HTML, and that tell us the headings for the text that we're going to put inside our document. I don't want to use again the word title because we already have a title in this part, but the headings are like the titles in the document, okay, in the text. If you compare, for example, with a newspaper, the name of the news, it's in a heading. Okay, so the most important news, the most important heading is the biggest one. The same happens here. Okay, so to add a heading into our document, we have to be obviously inside the body, and we can use the tag h1. Okay, like in the other cases, when you type the opening h1, automatically brackets will close it. So inside, in between these two tags, you are going to put whatever you want to appear as your heading 1. For example, in this case, this is an example of my main heading. This is an example of my main heading. Okay. If you need to add a subtitle, or let's name it a subheading, or a heading with less important, then you can use, for example, an H2. Okay, that will be a less important heading. Okay, it could be a subtitle in your document. Okay, so this I'm going to type some example here. This heading has less importance than the previous one. This heading has less importance. Importance than the previous one. Okay. So, how does these headings looks in our web page? To test the page in a web browser, first of all, we have to save it. I'm going to click Command S, or you can go into File, Save, and you can save your document. Okay. Now, to test your document, you need to locate the document in your desktop. In my case, it's here, okay? And I can double click on it, and this document, when you double click on it, this document will open in your default browser. In my case, my default browser will be Firefox, but maybe in your cases could be Safari or could be Chrome. So in this case, this is the title that I put, okay? And this is example of my heading 1, and this is the example of my heading 2, okay? Now, if I want to continue editing my HTML document, then I have to return into brackets, and I can continue working with it. If you want to leave the page open, you can leave it, okay? It's okay. So it will be faster for you to test it. We are going to see that later, okay? And let's type another kind of text. Now, inside a web page, most of the text that you are going to put, they're going to be inside paragraphs, okay? These are the information that you're going to put in your web page, okay? So you can create paragraphs. You can create any number of paragraphs that you want. So to insert a paragraph, we're going to use the p tag, okay? Like in the previous examples, when you create the opening p tag, brackets will close it for you, okay? So inside, we are going to type the information for the first paragraph. This is going to be the first paragraph of my HTML document. The first paragraph of my HTML document. You can have as many paragraphs as you need, okay? It depends on your original text, okay? And it depends on the number of the paragraphs that you can put. To insert a new paragraph, it's going to be very simple. You just have to go outside the p tag, and you start a new one, okay? Here is my new paragraph, okay? An empty new paragraph, and this is a second paragraph inside the same HTML document, okay? And this, in the same way, you can create a third paragraph, a fourth, fifth, sixth, etc., 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 any number of paragraphs that you want, okay? Now, another kind of edition that you can apply into your HTML document text is that you can add a bold and an italics into your document, okay? Well, before we try that, let's see how this paragraph looks like in the web browser. So I'm going to save it, File, Save. I'm going to go into my web browser, and I'm going to refresh my page. So in this case, I will see again my headings, and this is the way that my paragraph looks like, okay? So now I have 2 paragraphs in my document, okay? Now, let's return to the bold and to the italics. To do that, first of all, you will need to create a new paragraph, okay? And you will need to have some text inside it, okay? So I'm going to type something like this. In this paragraph, I will have some text in bold and some text in italics, okay? So to put the text in bold, we are going to use the strong tag, okay? How are we going to use it? First of all, you need to put the insertion point, the cursor, the blinking cursor, whatever you want to start the bold, and we are going to start typing strong, okay? So please pay attention with this, because in brackets, when you close with the closing bracket, automatically brackets, the program, will close the tag, the strong tag, for us. But in this case, it is incorrect, okay? Because if we leave it like this, then the strong is going to be empty and nothing is going to appear in bold. So you need to delete this closing strong tag, Okay, just leave the first one, only the first one, and now you have to go wherever you want to finish the bold. Okay, in my case I want to finish it here. So now I start typing with my open bracket and I press the slash, and brackets will automatically complete the closing tag, okay, and puts me strong with the slash. Okay, the same happens with the to put the italics. To put italics, we are going to use the EM tag. Okay, it's the acronym or the short word for emphasis. Okay, now to put the emphasis, we are going to put again the insertion point wherever we want to start it. I'm going to start with the EM tag, and again brackets will close it automatically. I'm going to delete this one, and manually I'm going to close it wherever I want to finish the emphasis or the italics. Okay, it's very simple. You only have to check how this appears in your text in your text editor, and this is the way it looks in our web browser. When we refresh the page, I will have some text in bold and some text in italics. Okay, and now finally what we are going to do is that we are going to add a line to separate one text from another, well, one paragraph from another. To insert this line, you are going to use the HR tag, okay, which means horizontal rule. Okay, so I'm going to insert it here between this paragraph and the second paragraph, and I'm going to add the HR tag. Okay, now this is an exception that this tag doesn't need a closing tag. Okay, you don't need to add something like this. This is a mistake. In fact, brackets knows it, and it will put you in red, okay, because it's a mistake. Everything that appears in red in your tags means that it has a mistake, okay, so you have to check it to erase that mistake. So we just have to erase it. And how does my HR appear in my web page? I'm going to save it. I'm going to change again into Firefox, and I'm going to refresh my page, and here is the result of my HR tag. It's this line that you use to separate one paragraph from another. Okay, so with this I finished the explanation of the basic tags to create a web page. Now the idea is that you start using them. Okay, so as an example, as an exercise for you guys, you are going to enter again into ManageBack, and you are going to download the PDF file that you are going to find there. Okay, and I need you to open it. The idea is that you will create a new page, a new web page, and you are going to populate that page with this information, with the information from the PDF file. Okay, it's going to be very simple. I'm going to do it with the first two elements. Okay, first of all, you will need to create a new document, file new, sorry. Then you have to save it. Okay, remember, you can start typing anything if you haven't saved it. So I'm going to save it as exercise2.html in my desktop, remember. Now I'm going to start typing the basic tags, or maybe if you want to be more efficient with your time, you can select from the other document, the one that you created previously from test 1. I can select here, and I can copy all of this, copy, and then return to my exercise 2, and it's pasted. this is not what I need. So I'm going to erase the content of my body. Okay. And I also change the title of my document. Instead of having the first web title, I'm going to type my name. So I want to do it for you to type your name here, and now it's very simple. The idea is that you have to decide what kind of tag you're going to use. For example, for this you're going to use H1. This is a paragraph. This is another paragraph. This is an HR, separate one from another. This is an H2. This is an H3. This is a third level heading. Paragraph, another H3, paragraph, H2, because this is the same level or the same level of importance as Historia. Okay. Then again H3 and paragraph. Okay. This is going to be very simple and very easy for you to do it. So how are you going to do it? I want to type this. This is going to be my H1. So I copy, Command C, I return to brackets, and I start H1. Okay, and now paste it, and that's it. Now, if you want to start with the next element, the next element is a paragraph. So I copy my first paragraph, I create my P tag, and I paste it. And as easy as that. It's the same with the other elements that you have here. So you have to transcript all of this information into the HTML document. Okay? So good luck, and if you have any doubts, please ask your teacher. Thank you.